Welcome to the 12th scenario on Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 New Blood. This old vampire's horn certainly doesn't lack for atmosphere, yet for some reason it seems sort of drained. Can you put on the bite to work it back up to a nice healthy glow? Or are you just going to be just another sucker? So, we want for the apprentice level 200 guests in park. For the entrepreneur level, raise that up to 400, and we want to repay our loan. And for the final tycoon, level, we want 600 guests in park and a minimum park value of 60,000. So we have about 10,000 in our bank account, of which 5,000 is a loan. We also have an interest fee of 5, which we might have to adjust a bit. So it's already thundering and nighttime here. That's not the best start. Let's see what we can do about that. No guests are arriving at the empty park, which usually happens. Maybe that's due to the entrance fee, but if we just leave it paused for a moment, or actually we can have it playing, and hopefully the thunder will disappear. We have no junior rides, just a couple of thrill rides and more gentle rides. So we might want to look at the research here on the very beginning. Junior rides, maybe a few. Thrill rides, we usually want a bunch. And about the same for the rest. Shops and facilities, we don't have too many. Might want that. And we'll reduce the scenery and paths because we probably have what we want. So to start off, we could place, well, we have this little village here, I suppose, at the entrance. And we can start off by placing this mirror maze, I suppose. We'll have the entrance there. Sure, we could work with that. Place the entrance right there and the exit here. Let's see if that makes any guests appear to our park. Yeah, we already have 3 new guests. That's great. And we could also place the spooky wheel. And then we got rid of the thunder. Now it's 2 AM. So with our money, we could build a coaster. We have a few to choose from. I think we will go with one of these, the Dizimize. And well, we have this small mountain here that we had to consider, and if we would place it around here, it would sort of block off some other spaces, so I think we'll put it over in this corner. So it means that it's quite a bit to walk there, but I think we can expand our park in between here when we get more things to build with. Oh, I did not notice. It says free rides here. Is this one also free? Oh, okay. Well, that changes things a bit. So all of the park is free rides, and we just have the entrance fee to work with then, I suppose. So, well, I would have put this coaster, or tried to put it at 5 at the beginning. And we also have these others. Does that mean that we can raise the entrance fee already? Let's see if we can do that. Okay, this might be a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. Let's see how this works. You're not leaving, are you? No. Okay, but we want an information booth anyhow. Okay, and there we can make some money. Items aren't free. So we pay just a little bit of the loan so we don't pay the maximum interest all the time. I like I'm not too sure how to handle this entrance fee. But we'll see how it goes. Well, we already have 2 attractions here. Okay, we can see just this bunch of people will like pay the 8 euros. Yes, they would. So we can add this spider top spinner here as well. As it's also according to theme. We'll have that there. And potentially we can expand the path out that way later on. Okay, let's try to increase the... Let's see, can we do all the way up to like 15 or something already? Or is that too much? You would pay that. Okay, sure. So I'll have to do a bunch of experimenting with this, I think. I guess we'll hire the mechanic and janitor when we start to have a need for that. Yeah, you all paid 15. Will people pay 20? Yes, they will. Okay. We'll pay 25. They're thinking a bit, but oh well. Okay, 30. Yes. 35. Okay, she went home at 35, so that's about where we are right now. Let's put it down just to 30 for the time being. Do the lamps turn on? Yeah, we have a lamp there. We probably want a couple of those. I see now a bit of litter, so let's hire a janitor then. Now some spooky clothes, I suppose. And let's also hire a mechanic. I just built a little house here for the toilets. We should probably also get some shops. We only had burgers and spooky shakes for the time being. So just we could have in between here. I don't know how much people will pay for things in a store like this, but well, at least it will be some sort of revenue. Maybe we can have that elsewhere. We'll just wait a little bit with that. So there's just a small house for those. Let's let them have some benches right there. And also a couple of waste bins. Should add a bunch of those over here as well. I hope those extra stores also allow for a couple more people to enter the park. Okay, so we're out of the spooky themed attractions, so we should expand with more over here. Let's have the dungeon here. We could also have this type of entrance and exit for these. And hopefully that will bring a couple new guests to the park so that we'll reach the apprentice level. Let's see. Yeah, that we have 200 guests in the park. Okay, did we get anything from that? No, we did not. Okay. Our economy is like this. That's a bunch of the construction that we did of the buildings. But we went like plus 1,000 then. The problem is that these numbers are like from the first 150 here. We basically need to build things to get people to enter the park. Actually, one thing, when we saw that she left before, maybe we shouldn't have cared about that, because if she leaves, another person could come and want to pay the price as long as we are below like the cap that's for the park. So let's even try to raise this to 40 for the time being, and we'll see if, like, will these people pay that, for example? Yeah, they would. And 45. Okay, the people would not pay that right now. They wouldn't either. But if we build more things now... Or actually maybe not, because if we look at these people, they arrive into the park with... Well, that one has 37. She has 34, 37. 43, 43, 45. So I think we'll need to, well, decrease this to 40 at least. Did they have... How much did you spend, sir? Pay to enter park 0? Did you... What? What just happened? Okay, and she has 45. Yeah, we're looking at you. Okay, and now she has 5 left. She has 38, 37, 40, 38. Okay, a lot of those turned around. They also turned around. She paid. He paid. Okay, so it is possible around 40. It's just that a lot of people come and go. So perhaps we'll try to leave it at that and see if it works. The problem with that, however, is now when they enter, they only have like €1 left. So we need to place an ATM at least for them to be able to buy some food and such later on, and we'll see how that works out. I suppose we also then should invest in one more, well, invest. We should hire one more janitor. Didn't look too nice right there. And we should probably get him a place to buy these things. Then we can have a store there. Spooky jokes. Whoopee cushion. Sure. We'll start at that and we'll see if the park inspector has some thoughts about that later on. So they say it's a really good value. Okay, if we raise it to 2, will you still think that? Okay, some are a bit reluctant, but some buy and still think it's a really good value, so... Okay, we should look at the thought of someone who rejects. Okay, so what did she think? Okay, not too sure. But some seem to buy it at that and think it's a really good value, some don't, so I guess we'll keep it at that. We can also now repay our loan. And with that, we are now an entrepreneur and want to reach the Tycoon level. But, okay, wait, park rating. Oh, it was park rating 400, not too far, not 400 guests in park. But we still want to reach 600 guests in park with a park value of 60,000, so that's like a third way to go. So I guess that'll have to be in the next episode. So as always, my name is Søren and I thank you for watching.